To get more athletic, of course I had to reduce my body fat, but I actually had to spend time building up my abs. As a result, you can see my abs at higher levels of body fat, and it makes me look a lot leaner than I actually am. What's going on YouTube, it's Jason, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to build bigger, thicker abs. Now this topic is quite controversial and tends to polarize people, particularly on social media. You have those that say abs is all about body fat, everybody is born with abs, you just need to be lean enough to see them. And then you get those people that say this is the ab exercise routine that you need to do to reveal a more defined six-pack. If I'm honest, both of them are kind of right, but they're both kind of wrong, and I'm going to explain why. There are generally three main components when it comes to rocking a decent set of abs. The first and probably the most important is body fat percentage. If your body fat is too high, it doesn't matter whether you do 1,000 crunches or 5 Pilates classes a week, it's not going to make a difference, you're not going to see your abs. As a guideline for men, you typically need to be about 10 to 15% body fat, and for women, you need to be in the region of 20 to 25% body fat. I don't care which influencer tried to convince you otherwise, if your body fat is much higher than this, you're not going to see them. It doesn't really matter what ab routine you follow. By the way, when I refer to body fat ranges, I'm referring to those ranges on body fat calipers. I know DEXA is the gold standard of body fat testing, but DEXA scans are expensive and they're not as accessible by everyday Joe blogs. So in the fitness industry, most people, when they say someone is 10%, are referring to 10% on calipers. The next element, which doesn't often get discussed, is body fat distribution. Everybody stores body fat in different places. Some people might be the lower back. For me, for example, it's my chest and my legs, and for other people, it may be their abs. If you're someone who stores more body fat on their stomach, you're going to need to be a lot leaner to see your abs. Body fat distribution can make a huge difference to your appearance. Matter of fact, some influencers have literally built entire careers off the back of this. And the final element is ab development, how big your abs actually are. Now, a lot of influencers take this too far and they show you ab routines to reveal your abs. But again, this is a load of nonsense. Most of their followers have too much body fat to see their abs. It's not going to make a difference. But once you are lean enough in those ranges that I discussed, ab development can make a huge difference to the appearance of your abs. Let's say you had two people, both 15% body fat with a similar body fat distribution, but one of them had what I describe as skinny boy abs, i.e. their abs have been the same since they came out of the womb. And then you had another person who had actually developed their abs. The person with more developed abs would see their abs more visibly than the other person. And to be honest, this is what I've done over time. If you look at my abs, you can see they're quite developed. To get more athletic, of course I had to reduce my body fat, but I actually had to spend time building up my abs. As a result, you can see my abs at higher levels of body fat, and it makes me look a lot leaner than I actually am. For some strange reason, when it comes to abs, people treat them differently to every other muscle group. If you were looking to build up your chest, your back, or your legs, you'd probably look to eat a little bit more, train them quite frequently, and progressively overload. Yet when it comes to building up your abs, people start doing all these little leg raises and flutter kicks and crunches for sets of like 25 or 30 reps. And yes, that might do something initially, but it's not necessarily going to give you bigger, thicker abs. To really grow and develop your abs, you need resistance training. Now, compound exercises do help to build up your abs, things like squats, deadlift, and bench press, but you also want to target them with weights for best results. I'm going to take you to the gym and show you 4 exercises you have to be doing if you want to build your abs. So first exercise is a weighted hanging leg raise. You do this with a dumbbell. So you want to bring the knees all the way in towards your chest, keeping the dumbbell between your feet. The next exercise is a weighted sit-up. The appearance of your abs is massively influenced by the middle and lower abs. This exercise targets them directly. Next on the menu, we have a Russian twist, and this targets the obliques. Loads of people do this with their legs up in the air, but that's not necessary. The thing to focus on is keeping your arms straight when you pivot. And last, but certainly not least, we have the rope crunch. This exercise is my absolute fave. It targets the middle and lower abs and also works the intercostal muscles around the ribs. This really helps give detail to the abs. So wrapping it all up, what are the main takeaways? Well, number one, if your body fat is too high, you're not going to see your abs. That's not to say that training your abs is a waste of time, because you can still improve the appearance of your abs underneath the skin. Just know that you're not actually going to see them until you're lean enough. Point number two is that you need to treat your abs like every other muscle. So if you want to grow them, you ideally want to be eating a little bit more, or at least at maintenance, making sure you're getting enough protein, making sure you're training them frequently, so 2 to 3 times a week, and making sure that you are applying progressive overload. If you want to get your abs bigger, you do need to be lifting weights. Bear in mind that compound exercises like squats and bench press do work the abs as well, but for best results, you want to train them directly. And finally, the exercises that I gave aren't the only ones that you can use. I'm sure there are others, but those 4 offer the most bang for the buck, and that's how I develop my abs. Yes, you can do your little leg raises and crunches if you must, but just don't build your ab routine around them if you want to grow your abs. Hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like it, comment below for the algorithm, it massively helps. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.